So, Katie, will you tell me about your budgies? How did they come to Mickaboo?
Yeah, so these budgies came from a really amazing rescue that some of our volunteers did in the southern part of the Bay Area from an aviary that was constructed kind of without a whole lot of stringent planning beforehand. And these budgies were sharing the aviary with some larger parrots, which was dangerous for the budgies, and I would say probably also annoying for the larger parrots. But also there was uncontrolled breeding going on, and so in the middle of your screen, the bird who's almost completely blended into the rope perch is Dasher. He's an adult male. And then to either side of him are two who have more yellow on them, and that is Cupid and Donner. Cupid is a very young adult female, and Donner is still a baby. I'm guessing probably a girl, but we don't really know. And these birds, we don't know how closely they are related, but when they were removed from the aviary, Dasher was feeding Cupid and Donner. And budgies are very flock oriented and communal, so he might be their dad, he might be their uncle. We don't really know, but they're fairly closely related, and they're really nice little budgies. They just had a rough start in an unfortunate environment.
That's so good that they were able to come into a happier and probably more calm home too. Um, so they look very calm right now. Are they usually like that? And are they hand tame coming from the aviary situation?
So they are not completely hand tame, and that's on me. When I am consistent about sitting with them and holding a little sprig of millet into their cage for about 10 minutes every day, after 5 or 6 days, they start getting, like, the greed outweighs the nervousness, and they start eating out of my hand, and we'll have a great relationship for a few weeks. And then I get a little busier and I stop doing it for a few days. And then the next time I put my hand in the cage, they go, "Oh, no, no. We forgot all about that. You're scary." So they are capable of being good friends with humans. They just need someone who's going to put in the time every day and be consistent with them to get over that hump of still some residual nervousness with humans.
Okay, so consistency would be the answer if they're going to
Yes.
become friendly.
Yes.
Okay. What type of food do they eat?
So like Rio and Bing Bong, they primarily eat nutrient cakes. And they also eat a lot of vegetables. So the sort of green lump you see hanging down off of that black shelf perch, well, it's not below it, it's above it. That's actually the leaves of celery. I have some celery plants in my backyard, and they really like leafy greens. So they eat celery, parsley, they eat the leaf part of bok choy, they eat lettuce. They're not so big on orange vegetables, things like sweet potato and carrot, but I keep offering them because vitamin A is good for them, just like it's good for us. And the way I look at a good diet for a reluctant parrot is you have to keep at least giving them the chance to eat something more healthy. So if it's not in there, they certainly won't eat it.
That's great that they are so open to eating different things. It's almost like they're little composters for you if they're willing to eat the leaves of other vegetables that, like if you eat the celery stalk, they'll help you with the leaves too.
Oh yeah, they love it. Celery leaves are one of their favorite things. I have some volunteer celery plants, and I'll throw this offer out there that if someone wants to adopt these guys, I will dig you up a celery plant care package to take home if you have space in your yard for it.
Do you recommend that these three are adopted together, or would they be okay being separated?
They would definitely be okay being separated. Right now, I do think what we have here is 2 girls and 1 boy, and budgie hens tend to be a little more bossy and inquisitive. And so sometimes they just squawk a lot. Cupid and Donner squawk a lot at Dasher. And I occasionally feel a little bit sorry for him. I think he would like having another guy around. And in general, budgies are communal. They like to live in groups. If I was going to adopt these three together, I would consider another boy to balance out the gender dynamics, or they could mix and match with other birds into homes that already have one or more budgies, or that want to pair with another single budgie in our system.
Okay, you said that they're really like intended to be flock birds. Is there a minimum? You have 3 in the cage now, but like would 2 be okay?
Yes.
Together? Okay.
Two is the minimum, but I will say that in my experience, and I've fostered, I don't know, 30 or 40 budgies over time, any cage that is a good size for 2 budgies is really pretty good for 4 budgies as well, because the biggest thing that you need in a cage is usually width, so that the birds can go back and forth.
Okay.
And, so generally, if you have a cage that accommodates 2 budgies, it'll also hold 4. And if you have 4, you just have twice as much antics going on. So.
Okay. We have a few questions from the audience. They seem quiet right now. Mm-hmm. Are they talkative during the day, or how much noise do these guys make?
Oh yeah, they're very chattery. Like some of the other birds we've seen today, this is nap time. They do a lot of little burbling chirp, 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 chirp noises in the morning, like between sunrise and about 2 hours after that. And then in the evening around dinner time for another couple hours. And then weirdly, I have not figured out which one of them it is, but somebody chirps as soon as the lights go off.
Oh.
Their cage is in our living room, and there are lights on timers that go out when it's time for bed. And about 10 minutes after that, somebody starts chirping for a while.
They're saying good night to you.
Yeah, it's really cute. I don't know which one it is.
So another question is, I guess that question is going to be answered in the chat. Martha's answering now. Okay. But I know they need a cage so that they can hop around and get a little bit of fun. And do they ever come out of the cage, or are they not tame enough to get back in easily?
These ones are tame enough, but the room that I have them in, I also have some larger parrots where I'm not confident that I can make it super safe for them. If they landed on my Myers parrot's cage and she bit a toe or something, she could break it. Okay. So they're not coming out right now, but they could. They have gotten out and they can find their way back to their cage.
Okay, their cage is where their food is, probably.
Yeah, and the toys. They love anything that can be shredded. So you see a lot of colorful toys here, the palm leaf shredders and things like that. They have a lot of fun in their cage.
Yeah, it looks like a really fun cage with all the different colors and things.